Hi, guys. Welcome back to Virtual Sunday School. I'm Sam. Read you a few stories before. I'm glad to be with you again. Today, we're going to read a cool story about a little girl and a rope, but it's so much more than that. Let me ask you, is there something you have that you've had for a long time that you take everywhere you go? You can use it for a million different things. Maybe it's a toy, or it's a stuffed animal, or it's a bag. Well, for me, if you know me, you know it's probably this hat. If you know me at all, or if you see me around church, I probably had it on. I mean, it's beat up and it's old and it's comfortable, but I've taken it hiking. I've gone to the beach in it, gone to church in it, gone to my family, spent time with my friends. If you look at a lot of my pictures in the last 20 years, probably have this hat on. So I think we all probably have things that we've kept for a long time. And I'm sure we all have our reasons on why we kept um, that hat or that doll or that toy, or maybe it's a locket. I'm going to read you a story today about a little girl and a rope, like I said. And the name of the book is called This is the Rope, and it's a story of the Great Migration. And the book is dedicated to more than the 6 million African American families who left unjust conditions of the South for a better life in North America from the early 1900s until the 1970s. And the author, she said, "My mother and grandmother were among them. I thank you all for your courage and for making a way out of no way." So let's learn about this little girl and this rope that was such a big part of her and her family's life. All right. All right. I think that looks good. What do you think? All right. This is the rope my grandmother found beneath an old tree a long time ago back home in South Carolina. This is the rope my grandmother skipped under the shade of a pine, sweet smelling pine. This is the rope my grandfather used to tie a few things they owned to the top of a car that drove my grandmother, who was a mother now, from South Carolina all the long way to a place called New York City. This is the rope my grandmother held tight as my grandfather drove real slow past the people in the big city buildings that seemed to go on and on. This is the rope my grandmother used to dry the sweet smelling flowers she grew in small window boxes, reminding her of the flowers back home, where the land, she said, went on and on. This is the rope my grandfather strung so that my mama's diapers could blow dry in the hot city breeze. And this is the rope my mama tied around a small ducky's neck, then pulled it along singing quack, quack, quack. Can you see the ducky? This is the rope my mama held out to the girls on the block, her Brooklyn block, a home of their own they finally owned. Mama asked shyly, "Anybody want to play?" This is the rope my mama first tripped on as she sang with her friends. Miss Lucy had a baby. She named him Tiny Tim. This is the rope mama's brothers took from her room for some crazy game that little boys play. This is the rope my mama found again 10 years later when my grandfather said, "We need a bit of rope to tie these things down inside the car, like that rope we used to have from back home." Then he drove with my mama off to a college far away from the city, while up in the window, my grandmother waved. This is the rope my mama placed on the piano around family photos, and me just a baby, and then a bit bigger, almost reaching for it. This is the rope my daddy used when he showed me the way to tie a sailor's knot. 2 times around and pull it real tight. You want whatever you make or do in your life, my daddy said, to last. This is the rope my mama turned and she waved to my daddy and taught me to sing the Miss Lucy song out on her sidewalk right here in Brooklyn just last Friday night. This is the rope that held up the sign saying, "We are all family" at our picnic reunion in the big park up the street from our home. This is the rope, threadbare and graying, that I traded with Grandma for a brand new one. Then I jumped a new jump. My name is Beatrice. I come from Brooklyn. As my family smiled proudly and the sun began setting, as Grandma held on to her rope from back home and her long ago memory of sweet smelling pine. It's Pretty great story, huh? Well, I hope you guys have a great week. Hopefully, we'll see you at Sunday school. See you later. Bye.